Hi, welcome back to Intricate Thinking but Simple Living. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. As you already see it in the title, the reason why you're here, let's get straight to it. Um, if you live or have lived in the US long enough, you might have realized or starting to realize that the US might just be the most boring country in the world. I have been having this feeling for many years now, but I never really given too much thought about it because it never really bothered me to the core um, until recent years. I started to realize that why the U.S. has so many people um, struggle with mental health issues. Well, I mean, obviously, there are many other contributors too, but I believe this is a big one. Um, I literally feel like I'm on the path to insanity, though. My mental health is deteriorating, and I firmly believe that I just cannot be the only person who feel this way for this reason. I've lived in the US for nearly about 20 years now. Um, Immigrated here for the reason of a better life. Well, to be specific, I suppose I should say for better money living as a commoner. And that has changed too a lot now compared to the America that people described it to be to me back in like 20 years ago. You see, the thing is, I I didn't understand what I didn't know shit about what a better life actually meant back then. What it's supposed to be like, what it consists of. I just followed what people told me, like my mom, my relatives, and with a firm belief that the U.S. was going to provide me a better life, which it did. It certainly did to a certain extent in certain ways, and I'm truly grateful for it. I would not take it back. I'm very grateful for it. However, though, at this age, at this point of my life, this age that I am, I'm so just fed up and done with all the brainwash from any sort of external influences. I have finally come up with my own definition of a better slash good life, what that is supposed to like, what it consists of for a man. Most men, I would say, and that is the only way I can talk about it because I can't talk about, I can't represent the counterparty. I don't know what that life is like. And with these lenses that I have of what a good life is supposed to be like, um, which took me decades to find out and realize, the current state of being um, mental wise seems a little bit questionable. It just feels like there's no fun anymore. There's just no fun here. It almost feels like it's illegal. It's not allowed or something. I mean, I get it. It's not written anywhere, but you feel it everywhere though. Within the US, I've been, I would say, about a quarter to a third of all the states, from small places deserted like a local town to, big cities um, as New York or LA or something like that. The thing is that the level of boredom, it's all about the same. I know the big cities, like the metropolitan cities, do have more to offer for people to do for fun. But the thing is, the core is the same. Fundamentally, they're all the same. And before you want to kill me in the comment section, or you just want to close the video, as a patriot, or whatever the reason, whatever the case, whatever the reason you have, um, hear me out. So, and okay, and I'm not saying this. I'm not talking about this trying to offend anybody or anything like that. I'm just trying to, bring the idea, the point out, to lay it on the table, so you can see it for yourself and think for yourself, so you can, I suppose, eventually develop your own definition of better slash good life. And fun is a big part of it. Okay, anyways, think about what average Americans do, the mass, the bigger population. Um, in terms of going out, like in nature wise, um, fishing, hiking, uh, camping. Um, well, Americans really like to go on road trips. Uh, really enjoy the mountains a lot, the beach as well. Those are all pretty big ones. And also rock climbing. Motors are big, like cars, boats, motorcycles. Um, shooting. Shooting is fun. Personally, I love it, but it also comes with its own issues as well. Um, Restaurant, dining, shopping. Shopping is a pretty big one, but shopping has grown very different compared to what it used to be. Before people start buying everything from the internet. Uh, Watching sports in a bar, that's pretty big. Um, Going to coffee shops, but that's also very different as well. People like to just grab the coffee and go because, people always on the rush, this and that, to here and there. Unlike the European part of the European side of the world, they like to sit down and drink their coffee or whatever the case is, like in peace, while reading a book or having a deeper conversation with friends or whatever it is. Um, well, other than that, water sports is pretty big. Um, oh, Nighttime. Nighttime, people like to nightclubs, bar hopping, hookah lounge, uh, live music, stand-up comedy, getting, you know, whatever, whatever the activity there is at nighttime, it's all about getting drunk, though. It's all about getting wasted and whatever after that. You see, I listed out a bunch. There's so much more. There's just so much more. But the thing is that the truth is, we can only do a couple of these because of lots of reasons, like time, resources, require require people to do it with, need friends, and some of these activities feel more like a job rather than fun. Like, um, I remember I did some of kite surfing before, years ago, and before I could get jump in the water and then start having some fun, I, well, put all the gears in the car, drive to the beach, find parking if I'm getting lucky, get all the gears out, pump the kite, get everything set up, get dressed, and find someone help me to launch the kite, and then finally get into the water. And after that, clean everything up, get everything packed, put back in the car. Hopefully there's not a ticket, and then drive home. It's a lot of work on the front end. And that applies with a lot of the fun activities we do, which, you get something, you lose something. I get it. It's a part of life. I get it. But it's a little too much. And that is not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the cost. And that's what everyone faces. Most of these cost money, a lot of money. Even something small like you going out, getting a coffee, going to a club, getting one drink, or whatever the case is. But when you get one coffee a day, the prices start adding up. Even small things like that. So there, in terms of the cost, it just, whenever I think about it, you know, I think it's quite ugly and disgusting. There are things that are free and doesn't cost much. Things like hiking, going to the beach, going to the lake or mountains, whatever the case is. But like I said, there's still so much work into it. I remember that one time my mom went to hike with her friends, and they literally, due to the location where we lived, they literally had to drive 3 to 4 hours to get to a good hike and do the hike. And then after they finish, drive another 3 to 4 hours home. I mean, was it fun? I don't know. I wasn't there, but like I said, you take some, you get something, you give up something. I mean, yeah, you can also stay home, watch YouTube videos, movies, TV series, and all that stuff. Play games, scrolling on the phone, which is all these most people do at home these days. But personally, I just don't think that's very good for the mental health. So yeah, um, apparently, in order to have fun in this modern world that we live in, we have to purchase them. To buy something that's supposed to be just there, and something supposed to, it should be natural, but we have to buy it. You know what? It's fine. It's fine that we have to purchase fun. But what I don't understand is that why does it have to cost so much? Why does it have to cost an arm or a leg just to get that dopamine, the healthy dopamine? I'm not much an outgoing person, and this is one of the reasons, along with a couple other ones. But deep down, I would like to go out more, do more things. But it's not part of my earnings. And I believe at least the two-thirds of the people, two-thirds of the population are in the same shoes as I am. No matter what kind of fun it is, no matter what we do, there's always a cost. And usually it's a pretty big price. It's a hefty one. Oh, did I mention that? Doing things alone is not that fun. I know some of you are capable of actually genuinely enjoy doing things alone. I can kind of get it, just because I have been there, like enjoy being alone, doing things alone, and I also understand the values, and appreciate it, the values in solitudes. But that's not enough for me to, just because I understand it does not mean I can apply it to myself. And I do believe that is not the case for most people. Most people need people to have fun. Most people need connections to feel. Most people would like to have friends. And speaking of that, it's not easy to make friends here. It just not. The fake smiles, the fake greetings. People like to ghost. People afraid of communications for whatever reason. But you know what? I'll talk about that in another video about the fake American culture. So tell me, when was the last time you actually had a fun board game with like a group of friends? When was the last time that you enjoyed like a random street performances? Like either singing, dancing, people playing the instrument, or anything. Just it can be anything. When was the last time you had like a light mood, just a good conversation with someone in public, like at a park, on a bench at a park or something like that, like just eating ice cream, enjoying yourself, and then feel that the conversation was absolutely normal and natural? When was the last time you had a deep conversation with someone without have to think about offending people due to different point of views, or getting yourself into trouble, or worse, getting shot at for the stupidest reasons possible? When was the last time you went out for a nice long walk? At nighttime, though. At nighttime. Let's say after 8 p.m. or so. Even, till midnight. In a place where it's still all lit up, relaxed, feeling safe, and seeing others, seeing real, live people who are doing the same as you. I mean, obviously, I haven't been everywhere, every corner of the US, but heck, do those places actually exist here? Maybe in the very big areas, maybe you can see some of that in like a downtown. But even if he does, it's probably a very small and not very bright. Just bright enough for you to walk on, maybe, but not to enjoy. I really don't think I'm masking much here. These are just like in my opinion, I think these are the simplest examples I can give. I'll tell you things that I did for fun, and this might be weird to you, or you might resonate with me actually. I have a few different cultures in me, and one of them is the Chinese culture. And please, again, don't go to the political side of this. It's not necessary. This is all about reflect our own lives and through all the junk aside. So in the Chinese way, families really try to get together whenever possible, especially during the big holidays. It's part of the culture. It's a tradition, and I I didn't really have toys growing up, because we lived really poor, and I only had meat, fruits to eat during the big holidays when people, all the families get together. So that's the time when we spend more money. I remember my cousins and I would use the little money that we saved throughout the year to buy those small little fireworks, little firecrackers, and we would just light them up, throw them far away, and watch them to explode. I mean, I get it was nothing, but it was fun. It was fun. It's something simple. We would place them in like weird places, like in the snow, and then when it blows up, you can see the snow blow up with it. Or I still remember one place I like to put is like in a cup, in like a aluminum cup, and then it creates a weird sound in there. One time I lit it up, and then I threw it in my cousin's pocket. Oh, and then he was trying to reach in, and he was doing this, like going in and coming out, going in, coming out, contemplating, because he afraid that it was gonna explode in his hand. I still remember the facial expressions he had till this day. So yeah, it blew a hole in his jacket, and he got so mad. He was chasing me all over the yard. Yeah, it was fun. Another time, I So the fuse was really short, and that's the way how it came with. It was brand new, but like I said, I was poor. I was poor, living that lifestyle. I didn't want to just throw it away like that. So I decided to lit it up anyways, which I did. And then before I even could have threw it away, it blew up in my own hand. And I just start crying, bawling, walking into the room and just crying to the adults. I was like, "Oh, my hands are gone. My hands are gone." It was numb. I wasn't even looking at my hand. But yeah, it's a stupid but fun. Just things like that. And other things also, I remember a different cousin. We were playing cards, like regular playing cards, but the loser has to drink a lot for water, each each game. And I remember my female cousin, she always lose, but my other cousin would always do the drinking for her, just because he think he has to do it because he's older. And I remember his stomach would get so big, and then we would just pat his stomach and rub it, have fun. It's just like I said, it's just stupid, stupid things. And other than that, I played like marbles, simple board games, drawing lines on the ground, fighting with the neighbor's kids. Um, Not actually fighting, just like play, playful type style. Jump, hopping on one leg, chase each other, played hide and seek, and much, much more. Just fun, just like that. Didn't cost much, but I had the biggest blast of my life though. I crave those feelings. I crave those feelings, those genuine, the deepest, the truest enjoyment, that kind of concept of fun. The time when the simplest things would stir the most excitement in me. And I'm sure you had those moments too throughout your lifetime. I understand that you might think, Such feelings can't be replicated because I was much younger. Things can't be exactly the same because we're adults now. But really think about it. Why not, though? Why not? We're still humans. It doesn't matter what age we are. It doesn't matter what age we at. We always want fun, regardless. We are human. I I suppose part of it, it's not about what to do. It's about doing things with friends, people, and someone close. But shit, it is quite difficult just to make friends talking to people here, let alone having someone close to have fun together with. I don't know if it actually exists, honestly. Everyone is either busy making it by stepping each other's toes or just trying to survive. Whatever it is, the society and the culture here are chasing after, I just truly don't understand it because it seems like we are not we're not living. We're just like surviving at this point. And to me, that feels like losing a lot of the meaning and the purpose of anything, I suppose. There should be so much more that can be done for the common people like us, as simple as like, the examples I listed. For everyone, like children, adults, doesn't matter, everyone. And it can be, and I honestly, I truly believe it should be. There's just there's so much potential here in the U.S. There really is. Perhaps it's just my wishful thinking. Perhaps it's just me wanting to see America become more of a place filled with the warmth of everyday life. But it seems like it's heading in the opposite direction, though. At least as of now. And it also feels like it's getting further and further away each day, which is very robotic and very zombie-like. We shouldn't be living we shouldn't be living like in The Walking Dead or something, or robots in the Matrix, but here we are, day to day, day to day. I feel like there are a few ways to get out of this sickening way of living, and none of them is going to be easy to achieve. I might talk about that too in another video. Um, but after all, overall, I'm sure I've missed a lot of things here and there regarding to this topic. Um, how you experience, and regardless of whether you agree or disagree, uh, please comment down below of what you think and your experiences. And if you live in a different country, hey, welcome to talk about that too. Like, by all means, I'm very curious, and I'm sure others are curious as well. At last, I just want to close. I just want to close with this. um, actually believe that um, nothing comforts the heart more than the warmth of everyday life. And the simplest joy of ordinary life are the greatest comfort. Yeah. Thank you for watching, listening, and reflecting with me. I see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye for now.